pros and cons of being a pen spinner, some of the good and some of the bad things of pen spinning. Let's get started with the pros. Pro number 1, finger dexterity. I know this might sound like cope to you, but believe it or not, I actually noticed an improvement in my finger and hand dexterity after getting somewhat decent at pen spinning. Not to mention, I literally noticed I felt way more comfortable using my hands for things, like just picking up daily objects or using my fingers for anything. It's kind of hard to describe, but my hands felt more present and aware of its surroundings. Others have also said similar things before, so it's not just me. But this improvement in dexterity and comfortability with my hands definitely plateaued about a year in. Now on to pro number 2, and that is probably the biggest reason a lot of you started spinning in the first place, and that is because it's impressive looking. Whether you want to attract your crush or aura farm in class, whatever it is, and it definitely works up to a point. I'd say the younger you are, the more impressive it is in class. So it will be more impressive in middle school than it is in high school, and definitely more impressive in high school than it is in college or university. I'll tell you, when you spin in a university lecture, basically no one cares at all. But if you do this in your middle school or even high school class, you will be getting some looks, but it does get old after a while. After your classmates get used to it, it'll actually turn into a con, which we'll get to later. Also, you think pen spinning will get you girls? I don't want to put this as a separate pro because I don't know if this is just my experience and not everyone else's, but I actually did get approached by a couple random girls I've never seen before when spinning in the park and at school. Anyway, now on to pro number 3, and that is it gives a purpose to work towards something. A lot of people feel directionless in life, or might have pent-up ambition that just makes them depressed if they don't use it well. And spending it on an extremely hard skill toy hobby like pen spinning is fulfilling, I'll be honest. The satisfaction of landing a new trick is honestly like white fairy dust for any newcomers, or even veterans, and there are some tricks that just feel so satisfying to do. If you have a problem with some kind of addiction or mental health issue, it might actually be beneficial to pursue pen spinning, and it could also be extremely fulfilling climbing up the leaderboard of skill, because let's be honest, there aren't many pen spinners in the world. If you get actually good at spinning pens, you'll be one in a few hundred, which makes climbing to the top 10 or even number 1 in your country fairly easy, compared to other massive competitive sports like basketball or something that takes literally years of extreme work ethic and peak genetics to even stand a chance at something like that. Now on to the last pro I thought of, and that is the community. This might be somewhat controversial because the community can seem pretty stupid at times, but it can actually be a breath of fresh air. If you're just in your room all day with no one to talk to, you get to engage with others in meaningful debates and prove yourself useful for other things. It's also just fun to create online friends if you can't get any in real life, or even in addition to real life friends, because meeting pen spinners in real life is possible, and it's pretty cool to share a hobby with others you enjoy. Now those were the pros of pen spinning. Let's go on to the darker side of things and look at the cons. Con number 1, the community. You might be thinking, how is this a con? You literally put it as a pro. And yes, the community can be good, but it can also be bad. There's so much brain rot in any online community nowadays, and filling your mind with a lot of this could be bad for your mental health. It could also lead to you seeking validation for your skills or inflating your ego constantly, which can both be bad things, so just be careful how you use the community. Now on to the second con, that is no money. Let's be honest, pen spinning doesn't pay nearly enough for a real career. The amount of time spent practicing tricks, links, and combos for what you get is arguably one of the lowest ROI things you can do. It takes hours, days, sometimes weeks to learn a new link, and for what? Literally only pen spinners can tell what's going on. And how do you monetize it? You can't. Unless you're Ninetales or someone with 1.9 million subscribers from posting shorts, but even then, I don't think he makes that much money. And is that something you actually want to do? Just post the same pen spinning tutorial shorts every day for years? As someone with almost 10,000 subscribers, and who gets ad revenue from actual long-form videos, which pays exponentially more than shorts, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'll just say I make less than $100 per month right now, and it doesn't seem like it's getting any higher. Now on to the next con, is that it's distracting. Have you ever sat down to study or just do something but you ended up just fidgeting with your pen and can't focus? Yeah, well, as a pen spinner, it's even worse. You end up mindlessly busting out a bunch of freestyles without even noticing, but it's actually not really mindless at all, and takes a decent amount of your concentration away from what you're actually trying to do. Now this habit can be broken, but it's somewhat hard to do if you've been doing it for a while. But it's still possible, and when you do break it, it's actually not that big of a deal. Now on to con number 4, and that is you end up spending all your money on rare, expensive pens. Does an average person know what a Moons or Miffy is, and that these go for more than $50 per pen? Most likely not, but you probably do. If you don't have at least one somewhat rare pen in your collection, you're probably not a real pen spinner. Hardcore pen spinners, or pen modders to be specific, have collections of rare, expensive pens, and the obsession doesn't stop there. If you're a modder, you end up not only spending an insane amount of money on your pens, but you also spend a crazy amount of time making pen mods, just increasing your collection. This could be seen as a good thing, I suppose, but what happens when your child hasn't eaten in 10 days because you just spent your last $100 on that Marvy marker set you've been looking at? Now onto the 5th con, and that is, you'll be known as the annoying kid. We previously talked about how you'd be seen as doing something cool and aura farming your skills in class, and how you could pick up girls with pen spinning, but this only goes so far. After a few weeks, even days of freestyling all day in class, it'll get annoying after a while. I remember once I was spamming double charge in class, and this girl next to me kept looking at me. I thought she was getting impressed by me, so I spun even faster, and faster, and then I dropped it, and it flew across the room, and I had to ask someone else to pick it up for me. That wasn't a good look, and looking back, I'm pretty sure that girl looking at me was actually annoyed and wished I stopped doing it. Be constantly dropping your pen in class, it was one of the most annoying things you can do as a student. Even the teacher told me to stop spinning once, so just don't do it too much. I get a little bit, but don't overdo it. Now onto the last con, and probably the most annoying one for me, and that is, your storage keeps getting full. I recently had to buy more storage because my phone iCloud got full, and my Google Photos drive got full too. I ended up accidentally deleting a bunch of old photos and videos I didn't mean to delete, and now they're gone forever. So as a pen spinner, just be prepared for endless nights of scrolling through old spinning videos, trying to delete as much as possible. Because the worst feeling is, when you finally record that combo of yours you've been working extra hard on, and you actually get decent execution, only to realize your phone stopped recording early because it ran out of storage. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, then feel free to join the most active pen spinning Discord community, link in the description. See you next time.